Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM. And in this one, we're going to cover preferences in workbooks. Choosing the best options for your use of workbooks it's going to help you be more efficient. It's going to save you time, help you be better organized, and help user adoption, as we call it. So in this session, we're going to take a deeper dive into some of the main preference choices to consider for yourself or those of you for other users, if you're setting up other users, that is. So thanks for joining us today. My name is Tim Wilmot, joined by my colleague Stuart Lawrence and Hine. And our company, Wizard Systems, we're a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like Workbooks, and we help out organizations use simple solutions to improve their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. So those of you on here live, thanks for joining us today for this little mini training session, one of our regular series of short presentations focusing on different topics around workbooks. And in this one, as I say, we're going to cover preferences. Now, the audio part of this call is one way only. If you've got a question about anything we're going on about, please pop that into the question box on your meeting control panel, and we'll do our best to answer those at the end. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Stuart now, and he will take us through preferences.
Thank you, Tim. So why do user preferences matter? As Tim suggested, it's good practice. It makes for easier adoption of the system. And if it works for you and is comfortable, it works better, it works faster, it works cleaner. So we're going to have a look at some of the preferences that can help make workbooks quicker, cleaner, smoother. One of the first places to start is the desktop. And it's easy to say, but don't have a CRM desktop cluttered with rubbish. This isn't Windows. But as a user, you can add shortcuts to areas of workbooks that you're constantly accessing. And it's a great feature, but can be overused. I can give you an example here. You might have a person, I'm going to pick on Alan, and I'm doing some work with him, and we've got conversations going backwards and forwards. And you noticed I had to use 3 screens there just to go find him. Well, I can tell the system for now, just add this to the desktop. And now when I need Alan, I can just bring up his record. Really quick, really easy. And you can do that on almost every page within workbooks. So if you've got a company, a person, an opportunity that you're working with, pin it to your desktop. But, and I would reiterate this, when you've finished working with this, you need to right-click on the shortcut and remove it. Keep your desktop clean. Again, nice and easy. In addition to shortcuts, you can actually have pages that open when you log into workbooks. Now, there is already a feature called the springboard, and if you're going to open multiple pages at once, it's worth looking at a springboard which can group together loads of different areas. This one is incredibly powerful that we've got here. You can see I can go right through my CRM to see everything that's going on. But if you've just got certain pages you need to see, opportunities or cases that you need to see, you can click on the screen you want to open. I'm going to pick open cases, and similar to before, I can click this option here and say open this page at sign in, and then when I open workbooks on a morning, this page opens ready for me to get straight to work. So that could be, as I said, cases. That could be activities that you can see straight away. Slightly different to go close that screen, and I'll show you that in a second. The other thing you can do is Workbooks gives you these 5 shortcuts to begin with, and they're great when you're getting used to workbooks if you're new, especially the help and the training videos. They're brilliant. But after a while, you may feel that you've got this and you don't need them anymore. So if we go into preferences, and this is found by right-clicking and preferences, I can go into desktop behavior, and I can tell the system, you know what, I don't need the training videos and I don't need the help. And if I save, they're removed. Really quick, really easy, keeping the desktop nice and clean. Right. So while we're in preferences, let's take a proper look around. The first option here is look and feel. Really quick, really easy. There used to be a whole host of themes that workbooks could use. We've now got two by default. We've got the clean theme and we've got the new green theme, which goes with the recent rebranding. It's the slick new theme, and all features and future features will be based on this theme going forward. This gives me a new start menu straight away. And if I close that a second, one thing that's happened straight away is you'll notice now that there's a person down here. This is a training system, but this is me in this training system. And I have access to my preferences, my bulletins, help, and about, all from my own little section. And when I've finished with workbooks for the day, sign out is here. It's been taken away from here to make this just the menu. So brand new, really quick, really clean to use. So let's go the posh way back into preferences. I'll move that to the middle so that you can see it, look and feel. So that's the theme. Text and spacing have been greatly improved in the CRM. Text just means the size of the text. So no longer needing to use the zoom feature in your browser. It also means that depending on what device you're on, and your administrator can do this, they can control the text based on what you're using. So if you're using a phone or a tablet, they can make the text large, and this is by default. So, and they can set it all up for you. And the other option is spacing. Now it's a little bit tricky to see on my screen, but you notice there's a light grey box with a space between them, and that's standard spacing. If I wanted to make things easier and a lot cleaner, I can set the spacing to expanded, and everything within workbooks is spaced out. So all my menus become further apart. All the text on all my menus and options and landing pages are all further spaced out to make it easier and quicker to read. So that's text taken care of. Taskbar, right. So one of the things that I can do here, I've got mine set up similar to an operating system, but if you want, you can move it to the top of the screen out the way. And it seems to work well if you're on a tablet, or I can put it on the left of the screen as well. Taskbar icons, again, all designed to make things work quick and clean. If this is ticked, it means that if you open 2 or 3 people records or records of the same thing, rather than just give you a whole list of icons across the bottom of the screen, it'll make one icon and just put a number on there to say you've got 3. When you click on it, it will show you the 3 that you've got. Very quick, very easy. Right. Save button. I think this was asked for and by many people, and so it now appears as a feature. At the top of this page, you can see that I've got a save and close and a save button. It's been the default throughout workbooks for years. Now I can change this into one button and have either close or save and close as the default, with the other option hidden behind it. I'm going to leave it alone, but you can combine them into one. And then when you click it, it either saves the record or saves and closes the record in one go. Really quick, really easy. Last option in this section, again, just going to skim over some of these for you. Shortcut layouts. You get horizontal or vertical. Horizontal, again, sort of more tablet, mobile orientated, where the icons will go across the top of the screen. If you want to make it more, shall we say, Windows OS orientated, you can have them top to bottom, left to right, going across the screen, and it's personal choice. One of my favorite features now, the wallpaper. Now, by default, you may have been given a wallpaper, and if you're unlucky, it may have been grayed out so that you can't change it. But one of the things I like about the CRM is I can personalize it so that when I log in a morning, I could see the wallpaper I want to see. This might be a holiday view that I like, just a nice bit of scenery that I like. It doesn't change the way Workbooks works or looks, it just gives you this nice look and feel. And I can choose a wallpaper that they've given me, and there's quite a few in here, some really nice ones, or I can click custom, browse to one on my PC, and upload one. You'll also notice that if I want to, I can put some text in the bottom corner. And what I've done here is I've added our logo, and on this particular system, we did it in the administration settings, we added demo database. So the moment you log into the system, one of the first things you see is the logo and the fact that we're in demo. So if you've logged into the wrong one, you know straight away you're in the wrong one. But that's the wallpaper. Let me turn that off to get rid of that. That's look and feel. These things all help make the system personal and easy for you to use. Let me discard those. We're not going to change that. Desktop behavior, we sort of glanced at these first ones here. We turned off training, we turned off help. Springboard, I mentioned that my springboard is full screen. It's this thing here. But if it was a smaller one or a compact one, I could tell the system, no, it's okay. Just show it normal width and just pin it to the right-hand side. And when I log into Workbooks, it'll just appear down the right-hand side of the screen. Behavior, right. By default, Workbooks opens all its pages, I'll give you an example here, in a default size. And this is controlled by your administrator, and they've come up with this to make it work for you. And if I open another page, it's the same size. If you need to, you can tell the system to open every single page full screen by default. And it may work for you. This is why it's personal and it helps. The next option decides how many you can have open at any one time before it minimizes them. The default's 5. I wouldn't change it. Works perfectly. Another nice feature, very operating system based, is this snap second window. What does this mean? Probably easier to show. If I open something I'm working on, like people, and I've just noted, and you notice it's put itself over the top, it's stacked it, and I think, no, I need to see this as well. I can go to people and snap to the left, and instantly the other screen snaps to the right. When I've got 2 screens open, equal size, I can carry on working. Let me get rid of that, bring that back down to the middle, and carry on. Grids. Okay, grids are the layouts within the landing pages. You open the people record, you see a whole list of people, organizations, and so on. This is best set to suit the monitor or the device you're viewing on. You'll notice on screen it even mentions that mobile devices, you can't see more than 25, just because it would be endless scrolling. I've changed mine to 20, and this means that if I open the people record, I make this nice and big. Here, I've got 1 to 20, 82. If I make it sort of full screen like this, there's no scrolling. There's my 20 records. There's my next series of records. I don't have to scroll up and down to try and find the record. They're on 20. I could probably get 21 or 22, but 20 is a nice clean figure. Just makes it easy. You haven't got loads of information on the screen. You've just got the information that you want. Okay. Scrolling by some of these. Search. Workbooks has 2 searches. I would leave the quick search. It just means that if you click on the search on the toolbar at the top, it will default to quick search. So it's looking for the actual thing that you've typed. If you need a deep dive into search, you can untick the search when you're in there, and it will go deep into the searching. Let's have a look at some of the others. Photo. I love this feature. This isn't me, but it just means that if you've got a picture of you and you put it into Workbooks, anytime someone else goes to a record and they look at an activity or something that's been done, there's a picture of the person that's done it, and it's personal and it's nice, and it stops it just being a name. It's that person there. Just looks nice. Notifications gets overlooked, and it's worth reiterating how powerful Workbooks is at this. If you're watching something or monitoring something, or you've created something and you're the owner and something changes, you need to know that it's done it. By default, Workbooks will notify you on screen. A little pop-up appears, bottom right-hand corner, you've done something. But what happens if you're not in Workbooks? You don't know until you log back in. You can tell Workbooks, to do both. Even send my notifications by email if I'm not logged in. And it's worth having that, one of those two set, so that you're constantly getting told something's changed. The others, not going to mess with these. Most of your administrators will do them. Location and time, again, administrator will do these, but it's worth noting that your administrator will probably set your working hours for you. Nice and easy. Can't talk about route planning. It's coming soon. Telephony, it's to do with your VoIP system. If you have a VoIP system, it's possible to link workbooks to it so that you can dial from CRM and you can have screen pop in CRM again. My pinned windows, this refers to the things on your desktop. If you've pinned the landing page to your desktop, you come in here and you can just unselect it and it disappears. Now the others, these are just the ones that you can change. Most of these will be controlled by your admin, but if you've got access to them, it is worth double checking. Security, change your password. You may have been given a password since day one and it's never changed, worth knowing. There is an option to use a thing called a trusted identity. Now this is link it to Google or Microsoft or Apple, and then it brings in things like authentication and these authentication apps. And it just means if someone's guessed your password, without the phone, your authenticated device, they still can't get in. Extra level of security. API keys. These are just connections to external apps that you've got shared, bringing data in and out of workbooks. And the last three just refer to email. I've got my email settings here. Integrations. So if I've got Exchange Sync, the WES, I've got control here. You may not even see the bottom mail ones because your administrator may be doing it for you. But all these combined show you how workbooks can be changed from the default looking green CRM into something that works for you. Pop-ups, list lengths, wallpapers, shortcuts, and so on. Using these can make the whole experience much better and cleaner. And with that, I'll hand you back to Tim.
Thanks very much, Stuart. That's a little bit of a teaser without route planning. Right, while we're just waiting for any questions in our normal Q&A session, just a brief mention about Wizard. All we do is CRM. We have multiple solutions, not just workbooks, but workbooks is pretty much the most popular solution we provide. And we've been doing CRM a long, long time, worked with a number of different types of organizations, large and small. We provide the total service around workbooks, full implementation, consulting with you as regards how it should be set up, making the most out of it, integrating with other applications, full training as well, your place, our place, or online, and ongoing help desk support as well, a permanently manned help desk here, ready to answer any of your questions. Right, so let me just see if we've got any questions for us, Stuart. Right, Tracy is asking, how often should I review and update my preferences to ensure I'm always using Workbooks CRM optimally?
Wow, good question. That probably comes into the things like the notifications that I mentioned and having things on your desktop. It's really easy. We've seen it in Windows where you save something to the desktop because you want to get to it next time, but you just keep it there. With the CRM, you want to keep it as a temporary storage, a quick access, and then when you're finished with it, put it away. The notifications, when you're logged into Workbooks, have notifications set as on screen, but tell the system to use emails when you're not logged in so that you're kept aware of changes. The other stuff, the wallpapers and things like that, are nice too, but I think the pop-ups and notifications are probably the best things to keep an eye on, to keep it quick, keep it clean, and keep it easy.
Okay, it might even be a personal preference. How often? What's the frequency that you review those options? Maybe.
Oh yes, of course.
Very regular. Yeah. Right. Next question from Grant. I know Grant manages a small team where he is. Can you recommend any specific preference settings that are particularly useful for sales managers?
This could be where you pin something to the desktop, maybe the sales, the opportunities. It's very close to sounding like maybe what they want is a springboard that opens at startup with the relevant information on screen straight away. It's, like I said, it's personal, but I think if I wanted sales information there from the start, I would probably have it as a springboard that opened with my information on screen there, ready when I start my day.
Yeah, I think you'd sort of consider what metrics you would like to know, and we assume, Grant, that you're in Workbooks the majority of your working day, and as soon as you log in, you've got bang, straight away you've got all those key information right in front of you. So I think probably those KPI metrics would be a good place to start. But anyway, yeah, I hope that helps. All right. There's another question. Hang on a second. David, in telephony, it speaks about using Skype, which is now quite dated. Yeah, I agree on that. Is there any development with integrated with Microsoft Teams?
It's been spoken about for a little while now. It's to do with the depth. We know that the integration between Outlook and Teams is a lot smoother than it used to be, and because that can feed into Workbooks as well, it means that it's odd at the moment. If you make an appointment and you've got the WES and you make a Teams meeting in Outlook, it will be recorded in Workbooks on your calendar. There isn't one at the moment direct to Teams, but it is being talked about. So at the moment, think of Outlook as your middleware to get the two to talk. But it seems like it does seem like it's coming.
Yeah, so stay tuned, David. Right, I don't think there's any more questions. So thanks the three of you for those. Well, just to wrap things up, we're, as of August 2024, we're on version 7.3. We are still running and promoting our Mastering Workbooks course. That can be provided in an online format if you can't make it to our Bristol location. And if you're a Workbooks user, if you've got any suggestions for future topics that you'd like Stuart and I to cover on future sessions, please drop us a line. Happy to consider something that might be of interest to the Workbooks community out there. Love to hear from you. So thanks very much, those of you on here live, and we'll catch up with you hopefully next week, probably back to our normal Wednesday time with another Workbooks topic. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.